modified scarf. Modified scarf means I have an underhook. Okay? So now from this position, I'm playing around right now. I'm thinking, okay, I'm secure. But you know, I'm not in a position that I can really get some major attacks going on. I tried to come across his head to go for the armbar, and it's just not happening right over here. I've tried to go for the inverted armbar over here, and he's just not giving it to me. So I'm going to open up the game. And we went over this on Monday. That's why I'm using that. I go back to my side control position. I have the hips blocked, and I have the other hip nice and anchored on the ground. If you ever noticed, a lot of times, I'll go for this position. I'll open up the gi, and I'll hand the lapel off. A lot of guys are going to give you this position right over here. And this is actually my underhook. So let's just suppose he gets his underhook on me. I'm not worried because I have this right over here going for him. But you know, from this position right over here, there's still a lot of explosiveness that he can go for. So, in order to keep my base, I am going to come across and block his hips, and I'm going to start to move north-south. I move to north-south, bump, bump, bump. His arm over here comes free, and I'm going to come right back. Now, from this position right over here, what I'm going to do from this position, I'm going to come into him, I grab underneath the arm, and I come into him, and I'm going to hand that gi off. So now I'm in pretty cool position. Hand the gi off, grab the shoulder right over here. I've got him locked down pretty good right now. So I'm going to jump up. I'm going to get on one knee, and that knee is going to be right by his head. And then my other leg is going to be right down by his body. What I'm actually going to do from this position, fellas, I am going to sit on my left butt cheek, not on both, on my left butt cheek, and I'm going to pull him up onto my leg. When I get him up onto my leg, I'm going to grab the collar. Now, from this position right over here, I have got many different possibilities. When I lay down, I'm going to lay back. I don't go straight back, I go to my side. When I go to my side, I have a gi choke, and there's only one way that he can escape, and what's that way? Toward my left. He tries to escape that way, I got the arm bar, like so. If he takes his hand and he puts it on my shoulder, I take my shoulder, I pin it back to the ground, and I got a shoulder cramp. I immediately start working on the choke right over here. I have the choke, and I also have, with my hips up in the air, the arm bar. Okay? I have a triple attack. The guy's probably going to get caught in this position right over here. Can he escape? Yes. If he gets there before I do, he can escape. But if he goes that way, my hips go right into him, and I get the attack. Any questions? It's a pretty solid position. But remember this, I cannot go straight back. If I go straight back, he can escape from either side. If I go to one side, this is where I want to be. One side, like so. My feet are pushing away, my hips are pushing into him. Pushing into him like so, that's where the choke's going to come from. Pulling my arm, pushing my hips into him. If he starts to turn to this side, I immediately lean back on his arm. Because his elbow's right here, I'm going to have the elbow lock. If he tries to grab my shoulder, I bring my shoulder back, and that's going to get a shoulder lock. I want to keep his arm as tight as possible. If I happen to lose his arm, if I lose his arm down here, all I got left is the choke. He can't get his arm out because I got the collar. Okay? So then I just work on that choke. Okay? Patience though. Let's go over that one more time.
Are you ready?
Yep.
It's a unique way of getting your hooks in. We're going to start with the basic position. Basic position is taking this right knee right here and slide it in. And it's not sliding in under his armpits. It's sliding it in at the pelvis level. The right side of my right leg is going to touch this knee. And it's going to touch this knee. Where's your right arm? Let's see. You get it that deep. Go back down. Second step, take this elbow, tuck it right here at the hip ball. Constant pressure the whole time. I'm driving in with my hips the whole time, my right hip bone. I'm driving back in with my elbow the whole time. This foot is driving off the ground into him the whole time. I'm not leaned over. If I'm leaned over, he can buck his butt up, and I'm going head first. I'm posturing my right rib cage into him. Right hand to his right wrist, pull it up. The reason I do that is to take away that leg from the chair. I don't want him to have that base. I'm sorry. Pull it in. Alright, this is the basic position. Grinding my ribs in, tucking my elbow. I'm making sure my knee is as deep as possible at all times, and I'm pushing off the left leg at all times. Get your posture. Alright, this is the way we're going to get my hooks in. I'm going to swim in with the left arm. Come back over here. I'm going to swim in with the left arm right up under the armpit. The right arm is already up under the armpit. I'm going to meet my hands, clasping like so, right under the chin. I'm already like this. I go up under, I clasp at the chin. Now I'm going to switch my right hip out like so, and put my left hook in and over his shin like so. So, as long as I get a grip and I'm applying a lot of pressure at his chest the whole time, I mean, I can go anywhere. I can just sort of float on his body. I can go like this. I get it as deep as possible. If I can get over the shin, I get over the shin. If not, that's fine also. I do not release this grip. I go over the right shoulder with my hand. Get this hook in. I got both hooks in. Now the step here is shooting my legs out. I'm pulling up with my upper body. I'm shooting my hip bones to the ground. I let go of my hands. I keep the legs up in the air. My hip bones going into the ground the whole time. And this is your basic back position. This is called spreading the guy out. Constant pressure with the hips the whole time.